I don't know what to do with my hair. It's a little bit of a quiet one today. It's just me and my Daya on a rainy day. What to do on a rainy day? So I used to do this, yeah. I used to take Daya out Puddles to the park. You know, there's like a massive little forest park where I live, yeah. So I used to take my kid there, jump in the puddles, do what you gotta do, you know, have some fun. There's no park there though. There's no playground there. Okay, it's just woods, just trees, mud, grass. So, you know, bring a kid there. Why not? Okay, cool. My kid came up like with a bruised face. So when I say bruised face, I mean his whole entire face was swollen. His whole entire face was swollen. His whole entire face. Nowhere else, just his face. And I just thought to myself, why is your face swollen? So I called 111 and they basically said, oh, just call up your doctor on Monday. What? They didn't even suggest taking him to the hospital. Just call up your doctor on Monday. Everything you've said to us, he seems fine. He's got a swollen face. How's that fine? Anyway, it is what it is. They said nothing. They said nothing had happened, you know. Just take him to the doctors on Monday. By the time to take him to the doctors, his face isn't swollen anymore. Oh, he's okay. No, but that's not the point. That's not the point. Why is his face swollen? That's the point. Why? You know, I had to write down everything we did that day. Yeah? And for the next month or a month and a half, I sat down every week and I gave him those foods that day. I know it may sound crazy what I'm doing, but I didn't know what else to do. Doctors are telling me he's fine, everything's okay. You know, if you went on with your normal day, it's okay, it happens sometimes. No. That doesn't happen sometimes. It doesn't happen sometimes, okay? So now, do you want some mango? Do you want some of my mango? Here you go.
No.
Here you go. Come have some yummy mango. It's mango. Ah, it's yummy. I love mango. Come on. Here you go. Good boy. Eat some mango. Eat it. So you take it from mummy, but you don't want to eat it. Give it to mummy. You sure you don't want any? Are you sure? Okay. He loves mango. He loves dried mango anyway. So, like I was saying, what I did to my kid, week by week, everything I fed him that day, I gave it to him. So for the whole entire week, like every other type of meal, because the next following week, it'll allow me to know if he's going to come up with the rashes or if his face is going to become swollen, then or blotches or whatever, then I know he's allergic to something, okay? So this is what my mindset is just thinking to do, because if the doctor's telling me, oh, he's fine, he's okay, just give him some Puritan. I had to buy Puritan just to give to him, and it's not like it helped with anything. You said he was fine, he was all right. It didn't make a difference at all. Nothing. So the next following weeks, I gave him salmon. We've had salmon, so my kid's eaten salmon from a baby, basically. Not from a baby, but when did I introduce solids? I introduced veg first. I didn't give him no meat. And then I introduced meat. I think he must have been about 1.5, maybe 1 and a bit. I introduced, meat or poultry, whatever you want to call it. And so if the camera's moved, it's because I've had to do something during the time. So as I was saying, I basically took the matters into my own hand. Of course, I'm going to randomly feed the same foods I gave him that day. So, like I said, week by week, I introduced the same food. I fed him the whole entire day, one at a time, for the week. So if he didn't come up in a rash, no blotches, no swelling of the face, then I know it's not those foods. So I did the same thing for about, I would say it was about 8 weeks in total. I'd say it's about 8 weeks in total because there was a lot of food I gave him that day. Obviously, I still gave him the same veg. I know he's not going to have like some form of allergic reaction from the veg I've given him. So obviously, I gave him the same types of food throughout the week. He didn't have allergic reaction to any of that. So what he did have an allergic reaction to was a product, a shampoo and conditioner, OGX collagen. And I was just like, so I ordered my shopping from Ocado, and we all do it, substitute. If you don't have what I want, give me the substitute. So I've stuck with my kid washing his hair with the same product for since he was born, basically. So he's not had an allergic reaction to it. However, the biotin, you're not meant to put biotin in children's hair at all. But I just thought, it's a shampoo, it's not going to make a difference. It's just washing out the gunk in his hair and it's out. Like, there's no way it's about to be placing biotin on his headstock. By placing on his head top, I mean absorbing into his skin. Biotin doesn't do that. I found out that's what he was actually allergic to. And it might not be the fact that he's allergic to it. I think kids don't need biotin or collagen, do they? Yeah, so his face swelled up again, but not as swollen because obviously it only happened for one day. I found out what the culprit was, basically threw it away. I can't keep shower stuff in my bathroom without my kid trying to touch it or put it on himself. Yeah. But it's really rubbish that doctors will just say, oh, well, we can't see any symptoms with your child now, he's okay. But that's the problem. Just because you can't see anything wrong with him now, that doesn't mean in the future there couldn't be. Come on. I've told you, I'm his parent, what's happened. You need to find out what the cause of this is and stop trying to tell me you don't know. But hey, this mango is so good. Do you know what I like? Those mango little puree things? Here, what country does it? I think Malaysian restaurants do it the most. They get like a little mango, they cut it in half, and then they whip the mango with they whip it into like a latte, but then they freeze it, but they whip it, if that makes sense. So they whip it up, you know, with a whisk, and then they put it back in here. It tastes so amazing in the summer, but there are no restaurants like that around here. I suppose that was Wembley times. But sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands, because the doctors aren't going to do anything, and you're never going to find out until you've, you know, find out the cause of anything that's wrong with your child. So that's what I had to do. It took a very long time, but I did it. Found out what it was. And I know you're probably thinking, wait, so you didn't wash your kid's hair for 8 weeks? I did, but everything that day I took out of his routine and introduced them one by one. Cool. Just in case somebody's overthinking, you know? You know, we all do it sometimes. But yeah, so whatever you do, make sure you find out the cause of anything that could be wrong with your child yourself, because sometimes when you take them to the doctors and you've told them what's happened in the past, they don't take it into consideration when they're looking at him in the present. They just look at a child that looks normal. Yeah. So I know it was so tedious doing it one by one at a time a week, especially as, you know, we all have mistakes. Sometimes you might introduce it by accident in the same week. But yeah, found out what my kid's allergic to. Long story short. But I honestly kind of think, yeah, when his face got swollen again, it was because he jumped into a puddle and he basically had no Wellingtons on. And I know he's normally used to jumping in puddles when he has Wellingtons on, but he didn't have them on this day, and it was like a rainy day and this massive puddle. I tried to walk around with him. I went straight for the puddle. Later on that day, I think it was like 4 or 5 hours, his face was like swollen. I didn't know if his face was just swollen, like really swollen, or it was just a tiny little bit swollen. But I suppose whatever was in that puddle really, you know, I don't want to talk too much. But yeah, I think that's one of the like most confusing things I've ever seen. You know, honestly, all he did was jump in a puddle. Like, we've all jumped in puddles, you know. So I wasn't expecting him to come out with, you know, bruises. No, not bruises, a swollen face. His whole face was swollen. I took him to my cousin's that day, and I was like, is it me or is his face swollen? Because we all have like very similar features in my family, on my dad's side of the family. So when it comes to the eyes type thing, sometimes you just can't tell. And I was just like, is it me or is his face swollen? And she was like, yeah, it is, just a little, not like majorly, like, oh my gosh, taken to A&E, not like that swollen. It was like just a little tiny bit swollen. That's why I was like, wait, is his face or is it not? She was like, yeah, it is. But later on that day, I think it was the next day, he woke up, he didn't have a swollen face anymore. So yeah, basically, I don't know what was in that puddle. But I'm hoping he learned his lesson. I know he hasn't, you know, your kids are still gonna go run up in a puddle with or without your consent. It is what it is. But whatever you do, make sure you take matters into your own hands sometimes when it comes to your children, because if you tell a doctor you don't know, how are they meant to find out? You're the doctor, that's why I'm coming to you, duh. But no, they don't see it like that all the time, you know? Not all the time. Apart from one doctor, you know, when I found out he was allergic to the OGX shampoo, one doctor did help. She was basically like, come in, you take him to so-so hospital, he gets some injections, not injections, sorry, he gets some tests done to find out if he's allergic to certain foods. And I was like, but he eats those foods and nothing, he doesn't have a reaction. And because of his age, they were basically like, oh, we can't, we basically can't find out with those tests just because he's under the age of 3. Under the age of 4. And I was just like, whoa, so a kid has to live for 4 years to find out what he's allergic to. But okay, in the little process of a mother feeding their kid, they might want some beetroot. And it doesn't say anything's wrong to feed your kid beets, but some people are allergic to beetroot, you know? So, hey, it is what it is. At least now I know, right? Can't really complain. I know for the next time, if a substitute comes, basically just hand it back to them. But I've never had a substitute from them when it comes to shampoo and conditioner, so I've used the same thing for years. I'm telling you, like 10 years straight. I've used the same OGX brand, the same OGX. It's gone up in price, it's gone down in price, it's gone back up in price, but the same thing each time. Hello. Are you, pardon? Get your food. There, are you ready for bed now? It's bedtime.
Yeah.
It's bedtime. No mango? Why? Don't you like the mango? I love mango. I love mango. But peace out. It's time for the bedtime routine. I'm trying to read my kid a book, go to bed. KO. You know? Nursery in the morning. See ya.
See ya. See ya. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
For now, let's see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I love you.
I love you.
Mwah. Peace out.
Pizza.
Pizza, you know. I don't
Pizza.
mind. Tomorrow, maybe.
Pizza.